You don't know even know if you'll stay with it. Sometimes you wonder whether it's worth it or not. It is. I'm going to put that right in that. Right in that. Cuba. And just go ahead. Just like so. And now what you want to do is come up a little bit. I got some more here. The skin is really thick. Like I say, for some reason bucks get this in the rut. Man, it's just, sometimes they're just, they just swell up all over, and their head is one of them. Now this is the lip area here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold that just like so, wrap it around with my hand, and just go ahead and hold that blade flat and go up like so. And you'll see, if you go right along the edge of the lip like so, right in this area here there's a muscle all the way around the mouth. And what you want to do, you can see that right here. I'll show you. I'll get this little piece out of the way. And I'll show you. It goes right through here. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you get that meat out of there. Otherwise your mouth won't dry up quite right. It'll shrink on you, is what happens a lot. And the mouth area is one of the areas where you don't want it to pull out and shrink. So we'll just go ahead and trim this stuff up. You can see how the meat is. I'm getting out of there. And here's, just kind of go like so. You can get that meat right out of there. Then when you get done tanning it, get her thin enough to tan, and that way, you know, this lip has to be split out of here now. And what I do is I just go ahead and split it. And this is the bottom lip, right in through here. If you go too deep into here, it'll look like you're cutting off the hair follicles if you go too deep. This is kind of a different tissue right in this area here. It's not fatty. It's not muscly. I guess that's a word, muscle. But it's not muscly either, so it's just, I run my knife right up through there. And that way I can flip that over like so. And just keep working that. I can get that about as thin as I want. Now this is, you got to be real careful on the other side of this lip. It's just one of those tender areas on a deer. It looks like you've got a lot to work with here, but before you know it, you're through the bottom of the lip. And I'll come back to that when we get ready to, after we tan it. I can do a little bit more. I can use my scissors and do some closer work on that, and I'll show you how we do that. But you're seeing we're getting this thing here pretty good. We're getting the bottom lip. You can see how I'm getting that thing folded back. You can see there's a hair follicle right here, so I know I'm deep enough. If I go too deep through there, I'm going to cut that. Now we're doing the same thing, wrapping that around there. And we'll come back after it's tanned and before we mount this deer up, we're going to make sure that that height is good. All the meat. It took me a while to learn that the closer you get around the lips, the better your mount turns out. But, you know, I learned it through trial and error, and now there's no reason for that now. I'd rather see somebody get a good start in taxidermy than have to go through the school of hard knocks. Because I asked for help on different forums and that. And when I first wanted to go full time, I thought, well, any kind of help will do. And I asked for it, and people said, nah, video, you can't learn by video. I'll tell you what, you can. Be it self-help videos like this, or you buy your videos from one of the other from a supply house or whatever. These aren't the fanciest videos, but they'll give you, they're free, and they'll give you some basic tips. You know, I'll tell you what, not everything goes perfect in taxidermy. Very seldom do things go right. And what you're going to see is, you're going to see that you can use a skiff knife for something like this, but your hide is going to look a little ragged doing it this way. But when we come back to it, you'll see that we can clean most of this up. It'll look fairly good. And I'm gonna take a look at this and see what the nose looks like now. The nose, we haven't been up around the nose area yet. I want to get this. The nose area we did a pretty good job on that actually when we got that out of it. And what I'm going to do for the nose, I'm going to get my flesh and horn right here. I'm going to see if I can get this camera adjusted a little bit where you can watch me. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this flesh and horn, put it right in the nostril, press it against you like that, and just go ahead and just work that flesh on up. Just be gentle. This flesh here is real easy to cut through. Get some work done on these knives. I need to sharpen them again. But just go ahead and just like so. Just take and get that up on there. And you can feel that if it's a little thick. Just see how far you can go with the knife. If you go too far, you'll cut through there, and then you got some work to do after you mount it, which isn't insurmountable. I've cut a lot of hides in my day, and it's just one of those things. You have a bad day skinning or whatever, things don't go good. You wonder, what the heck did I do here? And it takes a lot of concentration to do a good job. And this is one of the areas here that'll make or break a mount. Also, is the nose area. You see how I'm just kind of pulling that up away from there. What I want to do is I want to get the center of that nose a little. The center of the nose is kind of puffy, so, and you can see the hair follicles. There's one right there. When you get deep enough, you can see them. Just keep going. Now, another thing you could do right at this stage here is rinse this hide off, get the salt off of it, and if I was a beginner, I'd use a liquid tan like I'm going to use now, or I'd use a powdered preservative, dry preservative. That's the way I started out. I started using dry preservatives because I didn't know how to tan. It's tanning is a process that's takes a while to learn, because your hide can slip. You got to keep on top of it. pHs have to be good. You got to keep a close eye on your pHs, and if you don't have time to do that, then don't use a pickle tan. And usually when you do a pickle, you have to leave them in a pickle for 3 days. That's acidic with a low pH, and they'll still last forever in there, but or I shouldn't say forever, but they'll last a long time. But sooner or later they got to come out, and you got to neutralize those. So you got to keep an eye on your neutralization bath. And I just think as a beginner, these liquid tans now are the way to go. I mean, taxidermy